No Delivery by Horror and Oates was a lucky find. It's a JRPG survival horror roguelite-ish. It also made me realize how subpar my usage of RPG Maker has been thus far. You play as a series of unlucky employees at a haunted pizzeria, which sounds more than a little familiar. Oates classifies No Delivery as a VCRPG, and I can see why. Much of the game is styled to appear as if it was played on a VCR-based game console, with a constant static filter and several 80s video titles. Should the filter annoy you or otherwise be unpleasant, you can turn it off, but I recommend leaving it on. The pixel aesthetic is detailed enough to tell what you're looking at, which is especially apparent when some of its weirder and more gruesome visuals effectively unsettle. While sound effects are fittingly bit-crushed and convey the action nicely, I have to admit that just one day later I don't remember the soundtrack at all. The gameplay loop consists of wandering the establishment's empty halls and braving this game's version of dungeons, so-called wrong turns. As you explore each of the small but densely packed locations, you'll come across useful consumables, keys, hints to the solution of puzzles, bits of lore, all the usual survival horror trappings. You'll find all kinds of seemingly unconnected objects and characters, which begin to fall into place as you uncover them. No Delivery does not rely on jump scares. The horror stems from the uncanny, gross, and disturbing visuals, uneasy atmosphere, and Lovecraftian writing. Despite having been made in RPG Maker, No Delivery leans further into the horror side of things by tying all character progression to items. You never gain any experience, and character-specific level-ups can be found in the form of books throughout the world. You'll also have to overcome your obsession with stockpiling every consumable item you come across. Don't look at me like that, I know you're doing it. Just use them, that's what they're there for. Most of No Delivery's combat happens in wrong turns. You might get lost in an infinite ball pit or in a back alley no one has ever returned from. Each wrong turn consists of a random series of corridors containing one encounter each. You will come across monsters, roadblocks, and items until you eventually reach the final room. There you'll have to defeat a boss to end your shift and live to work into the night. Wrong turns are literally straightforward. There's no branching pathways here. You'll need to have the right combinations of items, skills, and luck to make it through. All of a character's skills use up resources. Sure, you can use the security guard's taser to stun an enemy, but you better have some batteries. Just like any good survival horror game, you always have to choose between spending ammo to defeat an enemy quickly and preserving items while risking a longer, more damaging encounter. Death will likely be a very real thing. Losing your character skips forward to the next night, where a new employee will be waiting for you. There are several character jobs, like delivery boy and the aforementioned security guard, all of which have completely different skills. I found myself using items far more often than skills, so the classes really didn't make a huge difference to me. Speaking of items, if you go out of your way to find every bit of treasure, you will have too much money. This also means you'll have too many items. About 2 hours into the game, I was carrying 99 healing items, 99 bullets, and 99 of pretty much anything I found useful. And that's without selling the otherwise useless junk items for additional cash. As you explore, you'll find some infinite use attack items that basically break every combat encounter going forward. The balancing is unfortunately just not there, but I'd rather have a fascinating narrative experience like this be too easy than too hard. And that's just about everything I'm willing to spoil. There are several mechanics I want you to find and figure out yourself, and I'm sure Horror and Oates would agree. No Delivery is a fascinating blend of genres, and while the basic combat mechanics aren't groundbreaking, they do nicely translate old-school survival horror and resource management into an RPG format, albeit to a less challenging degree. What makes it stand out to me is the excellent retro presentation and deeply unsettling world building and writing. It offers a mystery for you to solve that will keep you guessing until the very end, and then some more. No Delivery is available on PC. If you purchased the bundle for racial equality and justice on itch.io, you already own it. Don't overlook No Delivery. Do you know of any games that didn't get the attention they deserve? Are you an indie developer and would like me to review your game in time for launch? Hit me up on Twitter or in the comments. If I like the game, I'll feature it. If you want to help introduce more awesome games to a larger audience, be sure to share this review. Okay, goodbye.
Bye, gamers!
Ah, in the distance.